Greetings and beyond the new. My name is Omni, and welcome to the current installment of What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Jugo, Part 8. Anywho, let's get into the video. So you agree with me, but you find me killing fakes to be stupid. What a brat you are. You can call me a brat if you want. I really could care less about what a murderer thinks. Stain smirks at but this was all a distraction to help Team Lurch, which consists of Death Arms, Kamui Woods, and Mount Lady, a chance to sneak up on Stain, tackle him to the ground, and cuff him. Then we do a minute time skip, and in that minute time skip, Deku and Stain talk amongst themselves about how Hero Society should change and change to somewhat how it was before, or the Hero Commission was formed. So yeah, and then after that the Nomu carries off. Let's see. Carries off Native. Then Deku uses particle clone jutsu. The particle clone grabs onto the Nomu, and then Deku catches Native, and then Deku uses particle clone explosion jutsu, killing the Nomu. Because it was mostly grappling on to the Nomu's head. So yeah, that happened. Then Stain notices the person who originally takes the video, and then goes on his spiel saying, "Not only I, Stain, recognize All Might as worthy as being a true hero. I say this young man," and Deku also notices the guy who's recording, and Deku says, "Thank you, Stain. My name is my hero name is Jugo." And then Stain says, "Jugo is worthy. Izuku Midoriya is worthy of being called a true hero." Now we do a time skip. Blah, 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 blah. Everything goes like in canon. Who? Oh, okay. Sorry, my dad was kind of talking to me about something. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, let's get back into the video. Okay, so okay. So everything goes like in canon. We get all the way up to a week has passed since then, and let's see. Oh man. Oh, Shinso has made great progress in his mastering Curse Mark level 1. Okay, so yeah, everything goes like in canon. And so yeah. Okay, so then we okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so a week after the stain incident, then Bakugo wants to challenge Deku, and that whole situation plays out like in canon. And then, but Deku gets a lighter sentence because he had informed Aizawa about it. So his sentence gets cut in half from canon. Okay, and during that time, we will actually be doing a time skip where they will all be studying for the licensing exams. But Bakugo will also be given an extra tutor to control his more volatile nature. Anywho, ooh, we get into the licensing exam. Everything goes like in canon. They all split up, but they do this on purpose. All the teams that were made in canon go like the same. I'm just going to be saying the team of Izuku, Ochaka, and the tape court guy. Okay, so yeah. Now we head off from when Deku, before Deku meets up with the two of them. Because originally it's just the tape court guy and Ochako, and Deku is all alone. Okay, so Deku is almost ambushed by a Shikatsu student, which is really Toga in disguise. So yeah, the fight pretty much goes like it does in canon. However, Deku actually then, before she could actually get some of his blood, he rockets off into the sky. And then he uses particle bullet jutsu, driving off Himiko. Oh, then he senses Ochaka and Sero, I think his name is, the guy with the tape quirk. Okay, so yeah. Everything goes like in canon from then on. Now we head to the part of the exam where they needed to do rescuing. Deku takes charge of Class 1A and does a thorough search. Actually, also asking Sero to use his quirk on Bakugo to tape his mouth shut. And also clearing away debris so he doesn't end up talking. And he explains this to all the people that are basically job it is to pretend to be injured civilians. And that he's still being worked on how to control his more violent attitude and / stupidity. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, let's get back into the video. Okay, so yeah. Now we cut to when Gang Orca and his crew come around and okay, so class 1A, the all and all the other students that are there go off into three teams. The ones that have no that aren't very combatant or are defense based quirk usage defend the medical area. The long range then the long range keeps the grunts out of the way, while the close range, which consists of that kid with the earthquake quirk, Mudman, the guy with the mud quirk, and the guy with the wind quirk that was supposed to be going to UA High, but because of how Todoroki was back then, decided to go to Shiketsu. Todoroki, Bakugo, the guy with the quirk that almost makes him look like a more human version of of a of a of Chewie from Star Wars. Chewbacca, in other words. Chewie is just a nickname. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, let's get back into the video. Okay, and and of course Deku is leading the charge. Now you would think he would be in the long range, but Now you'd think Katsuki would be in the long range, and because he's also developed a way to shoot at because of his howitzer impact, but he protested against this and wanted to fight Gang Orca. Okay, so they let him. They all swarm him. Then, which is just a distraction for Deku. Echo to use wind style vacuum palm to dry out Gang Orca. And then when he does dry out Gang Orca, then everyone else tackles him, goes him to the ground with little success, but that was just also a distraction to allow Deku to use a full power punch on Gang Orca to knock him out. They tie him up, then they are going at the grunts. They successfully get everyone tied up. Everything goes like in canon from there. Yada yada yada. Okay, so yeah. So everyone that passed in canon and everyone that doesn't pass in canon is the same thing, and Deku actually volunteers to come along with Bakugo to keep him in line. And so yeah, everything goes like in canon, how it is in canon with the makeup part. Then we go to where okay, so now the second round of internships goes like in canon. And then everyone goes to where they went to in canon, yada yada yada, for their second go around of the internships. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. Okay. So yeah. Now we do a time skip to where Deku and Lemillion run into Eri. So yeah, that goes like the same, except Deku actually, let's see, actually uses Tsukiyomi on his version of Tsukiyomi on the Overhaul to make him think he let Eri go, but in reality, he puts Eri under his cloak, creates a particle clone, and then transforms it into Eri. Then, when they get back to the office, he gets berated, but is also been given good jobs for saving a little girl, but he shouldn't have done it that way. And then Deku says, "Well, at least I didn't let a innocent child go back to whatever horror show she's been forced to be a part of." And he actually glares at all the heroes that are berating him instead of congratulating him on that. So yeah, now they have all the evidence to start the raid, and everyone that's a part of the raid. So yeah, and just so you know, during the everyone involved with the raid. So Izuku instead asked Mitsuki and his mom and Bakugo's father to be volunteers to keep Bakugo in line for the raid because he's still going through those classes. Okay, so the raid basically goes like in canon all the way up to when Lemillion and Deku arrive there, so they actually arrive together because Deku is using particle dismantling wave, and during this time, which is the very next day, actually, when Overhaul tried to use his quirk on Eri, since it's a particle clone, it explodes, sending a lot of dust and debris, especially shrapnel, into Overhaul. And Overhaul says, "I've been tricked. That brat! How dare he take my tool?" Yes. Okay. Now so Eri is actually in a safely at UA. So yeah. Now the fight between Overhaul and Deku plus Lemillion begins. Okay, so yeah. Lemillion goes for his special move, which was only a distraction for Deku to use particle Gatling bullets. Which, instead of him spitting them out, looking like he's spitting them out, he actually opens his mouth all the way out, breathes in through his nose, and he rapid fires. Sort of looking like the rapid. Yeah. Anyway, that evolved jutsu form of particle bullets. Okay, so yeah. Which causes Overhaul some pain. Then Mirio ends up using a high jump drop kick combination. A high jump kick with his left leg and then a drop kick with his right leg. Disorienting Overhaul enough for Deku to get in close, get behind him, and then throw him up into the sky. But only like a meter up into the sky. He didn't want to overdo it. So yeah. And then he uses particle dragon jutsu and just causes the dragon to start wailing on Overhaul, knocking him out. But it was actually just him playing possum. Then before he grabs Deku and Lemillion, let's see. Sir Night-Eye warns them that he's just playing possum, he says. As then Deku uses his chakra to chakra like how Kabuto uses his chakra for the chakra scalpels, and Overhaul can't manipulate since it's a energy-based matter. He can't really control energy-based matter, so he uses it as a shield. So instead of forming it into the chakra scalps, he uses a chakra shield. And then Million goes down into the ground and then does an uppercut onto Overhaul. Then he does his whole monster fuse form with his underlings, but not before launching an attack at Sir Night-Eye. Mirio manages to get him out of the way. And then we start the battle between the monsters version of Overhaul with just Deku. So he then uses Fire Style, Fire Dragon Jutsu. Well, Fire Dragon Flame Bomb. Actually, Fire Style Fireball Jutsu on Overhaul, keeping him on the back burner so he doesn't have a chance to use his quirk. And then when he's far away enough, then he starts shooting Fire Style Majestic Destroyer flame into the atmosphere, causing storm clouds to form. Then he tells Mirio and Sir Night-Eye that he needs assistance. They help him by distracting Overhaul with taunts about the Yakuza, which really, really gets under Overhaul's skin. And then when he's had enough, he charges out at them. How dare you say that about the old the old man's divine right of being a Yakuza. Then Deku quickly uses a particle bullet jutsu to and aims it at Overhaul's legs, hurting him. He doubles over in pain. And he uses a version. Then he uses lightning style, lightning dragon jutsu. You know what Sasuke uses in the fight between him and Itachi. So yeah. Anywho, but he pulls back the power enough to where it just knocks him out and turns messed up his nervous system enough to where he's a vegetable. Okay, so he launches the attack. And Deku says, "Be gone!" with a thunderclap, launching the jutsu, knocking out Overhaul, turning him into a vegetable. The battle is over with. Then we do a time skip, and during the time skip, Eri is allowed to see Deku and Lemillion in the hospital. They're actually both helping her control her quirk, and they start doing all the planning for the school festival, yada yada yada. Then of course, Deku goes shopping for more equipment, and he notices. Let's see. No. So yeah, since Gentle is on his side, he's not there, so nothing really eventful happens there. Then the sports festival goes off without a hitch. So yeah. So yeah. Now we skip ahead to, let's see, what the interview part of the series. Everything goes like in canon except the Wild Pussycats, along with Koda, and are there for the interview. Well, they didn't know there would be an interview, so they ended up getting caught up in the interview. So yeah. Then the interview goes like in canon, and then Deku learns that Koda wants to become a hero, so people like Muscular are brought to justice. Okay, so he then offers to train the both of them, but also offering them the curse marks, and he explains his and his past life's backstory. They both want to have a curse mark. Deku gives the Earth curse mark to Koda and the Heaven curse mark to Eri. Okay, so yeah. And in their stage 2 curse marks, Koda looks like a real life seahorse, horse in his stage 2 curse stage form. While Aerie, she looks like she looks like looks like oh man looks like looks like Albedo, Al the leader of the Floor Guardians from Albedo from Overlord, or the anime version. Okay, so yeah. But also, instead of having 2 black wings, she will have 2 black wings and 2 white wings. And she'll have a third horn that is in the shape of a single Oni horn from like shaped like oh man, the princess of the of the Kijin from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Okay, so yeah. Anywho, that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off. Like, comment, and subscribe. It just helps me out. I'm just doing this to do my own thing and to get my out my creative juices. And yes, I said creative juices. Anyway, bye.